everybody, and welcome to I Love My STEM Career. So this is a two-day event taking place over the mornings of the 21st and the 22nd of February, and it's happening during the Northern Ireland Science Festival, which is just amazing. And today we are going to be highlighting STEM-focused career opportunities and pathways for teenagers and young people. We have got an event live stream, which is very, very cool, at I Love My STEM Career. And I'm your presenter for today. I'm your host. My name's Emer Maguire. I'm a radio presenter. I'm a musical comedian. I'm a variety of things that my parents say are not real jobs. And I am going to be chatting to a whole host of local STEM professionals, finding out why they love what they do, and highlighting loads and loads of STEM focused career opportunities and pathways. So I want to kick off by saying we're in the Nerve Centre today in Derry, where I spent a lot of my youth, and I'm very excited to be here. Tomorrow we're going to be in the Ormeau Baths in Belfast, and I'd like to say thanks to those guys for hosting the events. Also big thanks to Startacus, Northern Ireland Science Festival. Oh, there's one fan of Startacus here. Northern Ireland Science Festival in collaboration with Pulsar, the Northern Ireland Online Hub for Women in STEM, and also Matrix, the Northern Ireland Science Industry Panel, for putting this important event together. We've got a massive audience of 5 people in the room, so can we get a round of applause? That was good. That was loud. That was impressive. So first up, in terms of our STEM professionals, we have got Caroline Gilliland, who is a Chatbot Product Manager from Allstate. I have honestly never heard of that in my life. Have any of you heard of that? No? Anybody else doubtful that's a thing? So it's called I Love My STEM Career today. That's our whole focus. And I just want to kick off by asking, what do you love about your STEM career?
The thing I love the most is the community. And part of that, is when I first took my job at Allstate, I didn't know what was in front of me. And what I gave up to start my role was I had actually accepted to do a PhD, and my PhD was in mapping chronic pain. And you're looking at me being like, what has that got to do with chatbots? What's that got to do with design? What has that got to do with anything that you're talking about? But what I specialised in, I left school and I had studied art, IT and geography. And my parents made sure that I had one STEM subject in there, which was the IT. And that was really essential for my career growth. I loved art, and I was faced at GCSE. I was the top maths student in my class, and I would not for the life of me take it to A-level because I would have to drop art, and I didn't want to do it, so I didn't. But I had to do IT, and that's what I did. But what I did do with those IT skills is that I studied design, and I got into user experience design. And part of what I did in my design course was I actually sat a module in Korean University with the biomedical science course. And instead of taking the exams, because I'm awful at exams, I actually drew what they were studying. And it was really amazing, and I loved it. And I was able to come up with really incredible concepts that made me think outside the box about how we can be scientists through art. And that, to me, is where design lies. And that's how I started my career, was in design. And since then, I've learned so much about technology that's continued to push me down the path that I'm in. So I've moved from the kind of general aspect of user experience design and graphic design, and I've moved now into artificial intelligence and machine learning. So when you asked earlier, what's a chatbot, does anybody know? A lot of people are like, no, you're talking ridiculous things, I don't know. But when you think of the likes of Facebook Messenger, and you get your chat up, that is a chat messaging function. And the chatbots that sit behind that can be the likes of automated messaging. That is a chatbot. And so that is really where my type of products lie, is in that chatbot space. But to extend from that, I also look at automation. So what can we do using artificial intelligence and machine learning to automate processes that we currently do manually to make us more efficient? But that makes it sound like all we do is we want to make things more efficient, but it's not just that. We want to make things more accessible for people, and that's really important. So to me, when we think about what's great about our career, it's the fact that we can move and change. But I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have the support in the community around me that I do. And that is, you'll see behind me, you have so many great companies, communities, women in technology, you have ladies at UX. You will find the area that you love, and you will find the group of people that you need. And we have all gone through a really crazy few years, and we all know that isolation is hard. And when I say community, I don't mean a full city or town. I'm talking about your community could be 3 people or it could be 300 people. Yeah. But finding the right people for you is the most important part, and you will find that in a STEM career.
And I think people don't really associate community with tech and with IT and with those type of careers, but I know myself from working with different companies, community is a massive part of it and a really important part of it, which is great. I love that you said that about your parents wanted you to do one STEM subject. They said you did art, geography, and IT, so IT was the STEM subject. So I'd like to formally apologise to all the geography teachers out there that we've downgraded it from a science subject. But that shows you that if you do a mix of those subjects, like you do something creative, it doesn't discount you from going on to do STEM, because my A-level topics were creative as well. It was music and things, and obviously I work in the STEM area now as well. So obviously you work as a Chatbot Product Manager. Whenever I think Chatbot, do you remember Smarter Child when you were younger? You probably won't remember Smarter Child, but it was literally this thing on MSN Messenger where you used to ask it all these weird questions and it would give you the answers, and that was my first experience of a chatbot. So I'm trying really hard to picture your day-to-day life, because I'm not imagining that you're sitting there like Smarter Child writing back to people all over the world to their inappropriate questions. What do you actually do? Like, what does a day for you look like?
So I think the first thing is, when I said community and you ask me what my day-to-day job is, it's never just me. There is a massive team around me, and a team that I support and they support me, and that's a massive part of what we do. But there's 2 aspects of what I do and what the team do. And the first part is to identify opportunities, and the second part is to do something about it. So to identify opportunities, we look at qualitative and quantitative data. And that, you're going to look at me as like, what? So qualitative data is like, what do people say? And the quantitative data is the numbers behind that. What are they doing, and what do the figures say? So we need a mix of that. And the reason we need a mix is because what people say they do, what they think they do, and what they actually do are all very different things. So if I ask you how many times a week do you go to the gym, you're going to tell me 5 days a week. But in actual fact, you do not go to the gym 5 days a week. You might go to the gym 3 days a week, and you might go swimming, or you might do a bit of yoga. It's going to be a mix. But what you say you do, what you think you do, and what you actually do are all going to be very different. So that's the first aspect. So once we have all that data, we can then find those opportunities. We can find the pain points of where users are getting stuck and where there's opportunity. So that moves us into the second part, which is how do we solve for that? And when we try to solve for it, we don't always just have one solution. So there could be many reasons to try it, like for the problem. And we want to try and get the best solution for that. And it's not always going to be a technical solution. So yes, the chatbot can do something, or automation can do something, but there are people and processes behind every bit of technology that we have. And if we do not listen to the people and the processes that we have in place, and we don't constantly, reassess them, we'll not move the technology forward. So for example, if we know that there are issues in human behavior, the chatbot won't always be able to solve for that. That could be education.
Yeah. And what about in terms of, we have to wrap up, but personal qualities or traits that you feel that are important for a STEM career? Could you give us kind of 1 or 2 personal qualities just to finish off, which people watching might think they have?
I think at school age, it's hard to say what your personal qualities are because you're still very much finding yourself. But to me, the questions you should ask yourself are you being kind? Are you being curious? And are you having fun? And if you can answer those, and if they feel that they meet your needs and desires, then those are the best traits that you can bring with you, not just to school, not just to your career, but to your life. And so, yeah, be curious, be kind, and have fun.
Perfect. So from Caroline, can we please get a round of applause? Thank you so, so much. So